I'm Dr. Kristen R. Bromley. This video series, which is part of my online music academy, specifically accompanies note reading books 1 and 2 from my method book series. Like all my books, this selection is available to purchase through Amazon and Google Play. For help, see the links in the description below. In the videos which are part of this specific course, I progress through the lessons in note reading books 1 and 2, explaining and demonstrating concepts and playing each of the songs and exercises contained therein, so you can hear how they sound and play them right along with me. You are of course welcome to view these videos with or without the book, but with the book you can work through all the songs and exercises, and in the process learn all the notes in first position and master the skill of reading written music notation. Alright, let's get to jamming in this lesson. Hi there, welcome back. Here we are in lesson 15. In this lesson we're going to work on some new rhythmic things. Particularly we're going to be working on triplets. So we're going to learn what those are. And later in the lesson we're going to work on 6/8 time, which is a new time signature, a new metric fill that we haven't used yet. So let's go ahead and dive in. In this lesson we're going to be on pages 95 through 99. We're starting on page 95. We're going to talk about triplets. I've got a little explanation up here on the board. You've got some explanation there on page 95, but we'll take a look at what I've written here on the board. It's just slightly different. So what happens with a triplet? Triplet means 3 notes in place of 2 notes. That's really what it is. So we have a quarter note, and normally we subdivide our quarter note by 2 eighth notes. When we have a triplet, what we're doing is squeezing 3 notes into the place of 2. So they'll be beamed together, all 3, and then we'll have a little arched line that says up 3 notes in place of the 2. So both of these become subdivisions of the quarter note. So we can have 1 and, which would take up the space of that 1 quarter note, or 1 and a. So they go a little bit faster because we're squeezing 3 in. So these are eighth note triplets. When 3 eighth notes are played in place of 2, then we have eighth note triplets. When we can subdivide a half note by a quarter note and have quarter note triplets. So normally 2 quarter notes subdivides a half note. We can put 3 quarter notes in place of 2, creating a quarter note triplet. We'll see the quarter notes back to back with that arched line and the number 3 written. We could also do triplet half notes, so half note triplets, taking a quarter note and subdividing it by 3 half notes instead of 2, which you have demonstrated there on page 95. And actually, if we look at page 95, we've got the first line of music just under the explanation there, kind of showing how these go. And I'm going to play this example so we can kind of feel that triplet sort of feel. So you have quarter notes going 1, 2, 3, 4, eighth note triplets, and then half note 2, 3, 4, quarter note triplets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have the half note triplets. So the examples are thrown there, and you see the little bracket with the 3 in it telling us up. We've got 3. And it can go above over by the notated, so I've got it near the notated part. It can also go up by the stem part. You see it both ways. There on this example on page 95, you've got it near the stems, or the beams you could say for the eighth notes. So counting triplets, this is kind of helpful. We usually use the word 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever beat we're on. We use that number for the one that falls on the beat. For the other 2, we use the phrase and a, 1 and a, 1 and a. So we add a little it's written as an A, we add that to the end. Normally when we have 2 notes subdividing something, like a 2 eighth notes subdividing the quarter note, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and now we're going 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, that sort of thing. So counting triplets with that verbiage right there as it's written, here we go 1 and a, 2, 3 and a, 4, 1, 2, 3 and a, 4 and a. That's kind of how that is. That can help us feel it. Now, as we're playing triplets, there are 2 ways to pluck these. And you'll see both examples written there on page 95. One is to just alternate all the way through. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. other way is to go down, up, down for each grouping of triplet. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Both have their usefulness. Both I end up using in music. So it's good to practice both ways, and sometimes one way will feel more comfortable with a specific song than another way, and vice versa. Let's go ahead and practice these two picking direction approaches. So we'll first do the one on the left, where we just alternate all the way through. So we're going to have down, up, down, up, down, up. So just on the B note, like it's written there. The example is written there on the B note, I should say. So we go ready, and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let's practice the other one now, where we start each triplet with a down pluck. So we're going to go down, up, down, down, up, down. Here we go. Ready, and go, and down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, let's go on and do number 1. Now, number 1 is our C major scale. It's been a little while since we've actually played the C major scale together in a lesson. Maybe you've continued to play it, but we've been doing sharps and flats lately. So let's review that C major scale. So we have the C, and then we're going to go all the way up to the G, back down to the open E, and then back up to that C. So we'd have ready, and just one pluck. We'd have C, D, open, E, F, natural, G, A, open, B, C, D, E, F, G, back down, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C. If we were actually holding it for a whole note. So with number 1, we've got the triplets written there. So we're going to play 3 plucks per note of the scale. And we're going to practice it with both picking directions. Let's first do the one that has the down, up, down, down, up, down. So it just starts everyone with a down. That gives us the chance to start each one of the notes with our scale with a down pluck, which might be helpful to you. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and ready, and go, and down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back down, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C, 2, 3, and 4, and off. Okay, now let's do it the other way. Now what the other way does is every other note we're going to be plucking in an opposite direction. So it's going to be like down, up, down, then on the next note up, down, then down, up, down, then up, down, up. So it can get a little tricky, but it's good. We've been playing a lot of scales, alternating our picking direction, so that ought to help us a little bit with this. Let's go ahead and do it. So you're going to have 1 and 2, and ready, and go, and down, up, 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 down, 2. Okay, let's flip on over to page 96. Okay, so here on page 96, we're going to do number 2, which is the A minor scale. The A minor scale that is the relative minor of the C major scale we just did. So no sharps or flats, our natural A minor scale. So we've played this one before, it's been a little while as well. But we're going to do the same thing with this one that we just did with the C major scale. And that's we're going to play with both picking options for triplets. So we don't need to review the notes again because we just reviewed where all the natural notes are. But we'll go ahead and play this. We're going to start with the down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down option. So we're going to do a down pluck first every time we change a note. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and down, up, down, 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 G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, G, A, 2, 3, 4, and we're off. Okay, let's do it again, this time alternating all the way through. So down, up, down, up, down, up. So every note we change, we're going to be alternating the way we start that one in our picking directions. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and so forth. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and down, up, 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 down. 2, 3, 4, and we're off. Okay, so let's go on to number 3. Hey Sue Joy of Man's Desiring. This is probably a familiar melody, little Bach for us. It's often played around Christmas time. So we'll go ahead and try playing it nice and slow. On this one, I think you'll probably find that down, up, down, down, up, down option is easiest. So we'll do that one first. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and Okay, so that's the easiest way, I think, to play that one down, up, down, down, up, down. Let's go ahead, just for good practice, and alternate the whole way through it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. One of the reasons that the down, up, down, down, up, down is nice is it creates a natural accenting. So we kind of feel that as it's just a little bit harder pluck that happens on the initial down, giving us that 1 and 2, and it's harder to get that same thing. It doesn't come out as naturally when we're alternating down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So for some songs like this one where that sort of a emphasis is nice, the down, up, down, down, up, down is good. But for practice reasons, this will be good for us. So here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we'll go just like that. 1 and 2 and ready and go and Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is look at exercises 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is going to give us a little bit of practice with various types of rhythmic things that can happen with triplets. So one thing that can happen is instead of having 3/8 notes, we could have 2 of the 8th notes together into a quarter note. So you might see an 8th note followed by a quarter note. It still means 3/8 notes in the place of 2, or a quarter note followed by an 8th note. So on number 4, in the second measure, we see that a quarter note followed by an 8th note. The 3 still tells us that 3/8 notes are happening in place of 2. The quarter note gets 2/3 of it, and the last 8th note gets 1. So as we play this, it would be 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That's how those rhythms would work. The picking direction above is giving us a little bit of opportunity to practice both picking options. So you can just do the best you can with the rhythm, or you can also follow those picking direction. I am going to follow the picking direction. Do the best you can. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now you probably noticed that when we have it set up like that, a quarter note followed by an 8th note in a triplet setting, then we just do a down pluck on the quarter note and an up pluck on the following 8th note. If it was reversed and there was an 8th note first, down pluck on the 8th note, up pluck on the quarter note. So down pluck on whichever one comes first, up pluck on the one that comes second. Let's go on to number 5. So in number 5, we have quarter note triplets. So we're taking and dividing our half note by 3. So we got the quarter notes bracketed together. And we can do these triplets with our picking direction, the same option. We can do it the same way as we've done with the 8th notes, and we have the 2 options. Down, up, down, down, up, down if there was more than one, or down, up, down, up, down, up. We could do it that way. Usually you don't see a whole string of 6 of them, but you might. Usually you only see about 3, and so the down, up, down, getting through it, and then back onto the beat with just regular down pluck is probably what you'll do the most. But we can practice both directions here if we follow the picking direction suggestions up above, or you can just do it whichever way you prefer. One thing you might notice as you look at the counting written underneath is that they're going to obscure the beat a little bit when you have quarter note triplets. So we're not going to see beat 2. It's sort of pushing a syncopation against it in a way. We're only going to have beats 1 and 3. That's where they're starting. So 1 and 3, and we're not counting beat 2 at all. We're kind of glossing over the top of it. And usually quarter note triplets will start on beats 1 or 3. Let's go ahead and do it. So you got 1, 2, ready, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2. Off. Okay, let's look at number 6. We're going to have those half note triplets now. So we're taking a whole measure and dividing it by these half notes. We're only going to see beats 1. They're going to start on 1, and the other beats are going to be obscured as that triplet takes over the space of that whole note. So let's go ahead and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now you probably noticed that I counted that one off a little bit faster, and that's because it's easier to play half note triplets faster. The slower they are, the longer they last, the more it's hard to keep track of where is that beat, because you kind of have to feel the whole measure in 1 and subdivide it by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to feel 1, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I find these things. So if it was half notes, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We see eighth note triplets the most, and 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, it's easier to subdivide. Let's look at number 7. It's got a mix of all of them, so this will be good for us, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and Now, this is probably tricky for you, and that's okay. You can listen to me demonstrate them. You can practice along. You can do them as many times as you need to. But we're going to go over to page 97 and start doing some more songs with these. So starting with My Redeemer, number 8. Okay, so number 8, My Redeemer. This one comes right in on 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and. We've got to watch. This one's in the key of G major, so we have 1 sharp, F sharp. So anytime we run into that F note, we got to play it as an F sharp. We're going to see the 1 here on the 4th string a few times. Also, in the second to last measure, we do have that triplet where we have a quarter note followed by the 8th note. So 1 and 1, 2, and. I'll give us 3, 1, 2, and we'll be in on 3 and so 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 1 and 3 and a 1 and 2 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 and rest. Okay, let's do number 9, Motherless Child. This one is in E minor, so the relative minor of our G major. So we still have 1 sharp in the key signature. Every time we've got that F note, we got to play it as F sharp. It's going to happen on the 3rd line. It doesn't happen quite as often in this one. What we do have in this one is the half note triplet. So it takes a while to play that half note triplet. We'll play this one just a little bit faster, and I'll try and help us through it. It's in 4/4 time, so just give us 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll be in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Okay, let's flip on over to page 98. Okay, so here on page 98, we're going to talk about 6/8 time. This is the first time we've ever looked at 6/8 time in this book, played any songs in 6/8 time. It's slightly different, but it follows the same pattern. We have 6/8 notes per measure. 6/8 notes per measure as it's written there on the board. But the thing about this time signature, which is a little different than 3/4 and 2/4 and 4/4, is that the beat, we're really looking at a 2-beat measure, but where each beat is subdivided by 3/8 notes instead of 2. So this is a place where triplets happen naturally within the meter. 6/8 time is known as compound meter instead of simple meter. Our 3/4, 4/4, 2/4 time signatures are considered simple meter. Each beat is subdivided by 2 notes. So it's in that 2/8 notes equals a quarter note, 2 quarter notes equals a half note, 2 half notes equals a whole note type of thing. In this time signature, we're really looking at beats being worth dotted quarter notes. So 6/8 time, we have 2 beats per measure that are dotted quarter note. We're going to have 3/8 notes happening per measure. That's where the metric fill happens in it. Not 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we're going to place an emphasis in the 3-beat grouping. 3/8 note grouping, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Meter is all about the feel. So the way we place an emphasis on certain places. And when we're in 3/4 and 2/4 and 4/4, we place those emphasis on the beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and there's an emphasis happening in those spots. And this is going to happen every 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and like 3/4 time, which would also have 6/8 notes in it. So 1 and 2 and 3 and versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Compound meter, 6/8 time. Let's play some songs with it. First, you got the example there of counting it. We still just use that 1 and a 2 and a sort of thing. So I'll play that example there that has some of these. We have 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. The big difference in 6/8 time is that we don't need the 3 written there telling us that we have 3/8 notes together in a tripletized fashion. That's just the way it feels. If there's 3/8 notes, we group them together like that in the 1 and our beat being the dotted quarter note spots. That's where we split the measure in half. So when we have a quarter note followed by an 1/8 note, or an 1/8 note followed by a quarter note, we also aren't going to see that 3 grouping there. We're going to see it just like it's written there with the example. The quarter note followed by the 1/8 note, and we just know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1 and 2 and that's kind of how it is. Shouldn't be too tricky from what we just played. Why don't you go ahead and play through that example with me just on the B note there, and you can pluck it down, up, down, down, up, down, or alternate your plucking down, up, down, up, down, up if you want to. But here we go. 1 and 2 and 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 okay, let's go on and do these melodies. So let's do number 10, Rockabye Baby. It's in G major, so we've been doing a lot of G major lately, but when we have an F note, we'll be playing it as F sharp, and we'll just go right in 1 and 2 and here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 2, 3. Okay, it's a little tricky with some of those big skips, so you may want to practice that one a few times if it tripped you up. Let's go on and do When Johnny Comes Marching Home. This one's in the key of A minor, so no sharps or flats. It's going to come in on the 6th, 8th note in that measure, in the pickup measure, so to speak. So I'll give us 1 and 2 and then we'll be in with that Here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and That's a fun one. You can play it faster. Let's try playing it a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and then we'll be in 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 Okay, let's go on and do number 12 over on the next page. So Sailing, Sailing. Now this one's in D major, so we're going to have F sharps and C sharps. Any C notes, any F notes are all going to be sharped. And we also have an accidental in this one, an A sharp. So our A note is at the 2nd fret of that 3rd string, so A sharp is 1 fret higher. So you could practice that 3rd measure, B, A sharp, B, D, B, A sharp, B, D. So we're going to have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and A, B, just like so. Okay, 1 and 2 and ready and go and A, D, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, B, A sharp, B, D. Okay, Lux Benigna, number 13. This one's in 3/2 time. So 2 equals the half notes. So we're going to have 3 half notes per measure. This one is not in 6/8 time or in compound meters. So we're kind of back to having things subdivided by 2 beats. It's just kind of thrown in here as another time signature that's a little unusual from what we've been doing. So 3 half notes would be like 6 quarter notes per bar, like 6/4 time, only it'd be going faster. So kind of when I showed how 2/2 time, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, when we're da 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 instead of da 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 da, directing in 4 when we're going kind of fast and filling it in 2. The same kind of thing is here. Instead of directing it in 6, ba da ba ba, 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, we could direct it in 3, and it's going to feel better because it's kind of going faster. That's the reason to write something in 3/2. Otherwise, there's no reason. This one's in G major. It's got an F sharp, so when we run into those F notes, we're going to be playing F sharp. And we'll just go ahead and do it. And you'll probably find it easiest to count it as if it was in 6/4 time. So I'll give us 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we'll be in. So here we go. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6  1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest 6. Okay, that wraps us up for this lesson. Hopefully you're having fun learning to play these triplets. They can be a little tricky, but we'll see them from time to time. As we continue in the future lessons, we're going to start playing the scales with 3 plucks per note, as well as doing them with 4, 2, and 1. So we'll get to practice it there, and then occasionally we'll see melodies with it. And it doesn't hurt the lessons that we've done before where we've worked on scales. It's a good idea to even play those scales with 3 plucks per note and practice that in there. It helps us with our technique, and it also helps us get used to when we need to play triplets. So we'll see you in that next lesson. In that next lesson, we're going to be doing the key of A major. So 3 sharps. We'll be adding G sharp to the game. It's going to be great. We'll see you then. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For help with other guitar playing skills, check out more of my method books and the numerous lessons available as part of my online academy here on YouTube. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.